Hi guys, welcome to Witch's Voice. I'm your Friday host, Eastwool 1980, and this week's topic is coming out of the broom closet. Now, I've already done a video on my personal channel about coming out of the closet, but I'm gonna basically give you the same thing, just a little shorter. And that is, when I was growing up, I was always interested in magical mysteries and the occult and all that jazz. Um, but until I was around 18 is when I started to explore it more in depth. I believe I went to the local bookstore and I bought what was the book that I bought? I bought Scott Cunningham's Wicca for a Soul Practitioner. And ever since then, I think about a year later, I was like hooked. Um, but my mom, it was my late teens, early 20s. My mom was very overprotective and very nosy. And around the same time that I was exploring my spiritual path with Wicca and witchcraft and all that jazz, my mom was also exploring her spiritual path, but hers is happens to be Pentecostal Christianity. And my dad ended up becoming a Pentecostal as well. I was dragged to every church gathering, and it never really, I never felt like that. I never felt that I fit in, and I loved magic, and I loved, the god and the goddess, and casting circles and such. So I continued practicing that in secret from my mom. But because of the fact that my mom was very nosy and all that jazz, and very overprotective and very possessive and controlling of my life when I was a teenager and still to this day, but there's a different story there. Um, I had to really be under the in the broom closet quite a lot, more than most people. And then I got married, and where I was living with my ex-husband, his mom, we lived with his mother for about 4 years, and of those 4 years, his mom was a sweet woman, but very, 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 very nosy. And so I never really could have like an altar and have my space, or I never felt comfortable because she always would come into the room and clean our room and basically move all our stuff because she was cleaning. So I always felt like if she would, like if I had an offering, that she would pick up the offering and just throw it out, being like, "Oh, I thought you just left food out, and forgot to eat it, so I don't want to get rotten, it to get rotten on the table." Um, so you know what I mean, like that kind of, that was the kind of person that she was, and she still is. She's a sweetheart though. She's a sweetheart. My ex mother-in-law. So no, after I divorced my ex-husband, I had no choice but to move in back in with my mother and my father. And I told my mom, this is my path, my spiritual path. This is who I am. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And I told her, I'm gonna have my altar. I'm going to do my daily devotions, whatever floats my boat when it comes to that. I did tell her that I wasn't going to do it in front of her. It was going to be in my room, so it was going to be private. I did respect her beliefs, and I told her that if as long as she respects as long as she respects my beliefs, that I'll respect hers. Um, Even though I was very diplomatic, she wasn't exactly happy, and she's still not happy about it. She's still, whenever she sees my altar, she gets upset. She if she hears me chanting or doing any kind of spell work, or magic or anything, period, um, she won't interrupt me necessarily. Like sometimes she does because she doesn't know what I'm doing, and she's just curious because she's nosy and she has to know everything that's going on in my life. Um, but yeah, like she normally like does not talk to me or doesn't do anything or disturbs me when I'm doing magic. Um, but afterwards, like if I come downstairs and I go to eat something, or if I just happen to be in her presence afterwards, she'll have a sly remark about what I was doing to show and to express her discontent and her rebellious, I guess, spirit against my spiritual path. But other than that, we don't get into arguments. We don't get into blow up fights or anything like that. So it's not that bad. Um, but yeah, that's my story of me coming out of the closet. Hope you guys like it because it took me a while to do it because people kept interrupting because of course my mom's nosy, so she had to know what I was doing. Well, I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed my video, and that's about it. See you guys around.